Just the point is you have to do like it's 3 Rotarians.
To make of it another club, but no other clubs are allowing anyone. So
well, yeah, I talked to the lady that runs my office. She's at airport.
Those are nice looking little bottles.
Buy $10 worth radically increases your odds. That's the whole incentive.
That's what really starts increasing your odds. How many cards are out of that?
It's still possible.
Do you guys want to talk?
And the thing is, I didn't have the whole stack.
You're great.
So I had
David,
to
do you want to hang around afterwards and talk about that?
I got a few minutes, not a long.
We can do it another time. I'm not in a rush at all.
I'm still waiting to hear back if I sent Rob all the information just to see if they were interested, and he asked some questions, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Okay, well, let's do it another time when
Okay.
you got time.
Yeah. Let me just I'll get with him.
I guess that was
Christie.
Well, it's good that we have at least one.
Yeah, she can, I mean, she can sleep all the money if we only have one, so it's not, I told her to write it for all of it.
Okay.
If you write one, we'll split it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check with them again this week and see if we can get some set up.
It actually works good for me. I got pressed this morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's Kelly.
You already paid for it, Dan. Oh, yeah? You paid online. Is that what that was for? Yeah.
Good enough.
You can make that enough.
No.
Good. It can't, I built you to the foundation.
I was wondering what that lunch video was for Mike.
He's always doing.
I just did it so I can keep track of it.
Cool. Cool. You want to need an envelope or anything?
You can buy some. I'll do it. Come on, man, I have a lot.
I'm in that way. We're not supposed to make the event.
It's been a while. It's amazing.
I went to Target yesterday.
It was
awesome. Around Thanksgiving.
Since you got a whole day.
I'll see it.
Yeah, I'm sure. It was good, man. I saw a couple. They got them with clubs, 500, 100 yards. I couldn't really show that.
Make it like Mary
Castle County. I like the name.
You'll take your shot.
I'm gonna have a bloody
How are you doing? You're really something here. Yeah. I mean, I didn't get for pretty good. Well, the good thing is you can go, you can eat.
You're almost guaranteed to win.
You're on $5.
$5.
Yeah.
I'd be back.
I brought mine too.
I really don't like season. This is your daughter. It's like the other girl.
I've got one like that. Every day. I watch my 8-year-old daughter order the chef and grill to rescue.
Darn.
This one I did buy or someone gave it to me. I have many that my kids have left.
Getting ready for the shower. She says, Dad, look at these abs. And I'm like, thanks. She goes, come here. And she's like, okay, abs.
Well, we could.
I got abs with her earlier. That's right.
They're there somewhere.
She was trying to
The
find
Donuts is a special.
the endodontry. She's trying to find somebody in network that I should found. Is it High Point Building?
Oh, wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, Dr. Howe, yeah.
I never did.
Professor Hassel is in on the hunt for an endodontist.
Oh, that's
Right, like there's somebody at High Point
They get away with it.
in network.
And she's for MetLife for her health insurance and dental insurance. So there was tremendous- If we don't go with him, who do you guys?
Yeah, let me just say that I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just saying.
So, but in the world, where you guys are,
Those guys do bring clothes. Take out yeah, they're good. It's just so it's an emergency.
Yeah.
And you go, well, you gotta wait a moment.
Well, that's what. Seven or 8 people. And I've worked with all sorts. Yeah. Some are a little better, some are a little worse, but they're all folks. I'm hoping that I don't have How long
Good, good. What's up, buddy? Oh, okay.
Well, that's the way I was shooting, when it's something really hot, it's cold. And it's fine.
Yeah, so I was thinking,
She's on templates right now. Yes.
Always working it, huh?
I want to see it get here. I'll take 5.
You take what you take.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah, we have.
The garden.
How you doing, David?
I know that the nicest people sit at this table.
That's right, always, Steve. Shall return.
I must say, if this is an opening into restrictions, this is going to be like almost stick around. It's going to be white.
Catching your eye? Vale Bushmeyer, Neil. Oscar Lewis. Frank Cheney. Lewis, Cheney.
Good morning, you guys. It's Kelly.
Morning, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Phoenix. Phoenix, Stansel.
I know. That's why I figured everybody, let everybody get down.
before the makers mark over the biscuit?
Oh gosh, that's a good idea.
Right on.
I don't even think about it that way.
I go with a coffee.
He's and I know the Justin Martin. It's hot. It's working. If it's working, he's working. Oh, it's not cheap. It might be where they are. Let's see, a year or two ago, you could proper house space. 26, we're for 26. $40 but he got it over 60. And they're building over on the road. It just doesn't make sense. Sure is. The only thing I can think of is sort of
I like ringing the bell. So, Rob's our new initiation of the start of our meeting. So we'll start off with our invocation. Tom Richardson has our invocation. So everybody.
When I joined Rotary, I told Bobby, I said, I don't want to have to speak in front of people a lot. This has not worked out well because every time I turn around, I'm standing up saying something. So I was looking at this past year, and man, it's been crazy with going to Elks, the painted plate, and all this different stuff. And I was looking at Rotary, what they've done during the pandemic. And there's a lot of talk about how clubs have had to change, everything closing down, but there's a lot of quotes about how Rotary's persevered through all of this. You know, even with all of the changes, members asked, what can we do? And there were some examples, even in Charlotte, they talked about working with the Boy Scouts to get information about the pandemic out. Winston-Salem had a lot of stories about Rotarians securing beds for hospitals and stuff. And this was all during the 2018 pandemic. So Rotary was only about 10 years old then. But even then, Rotarians were saying, what can we do to help? This past year, Lisa and Guy, Steve and I got a lot closer because it's been tough. You know, it's a tough year. Usually we just roll into O. Henry and it's a great program and then you go about your business. But all this changes from this pandemic have been tough. And if you search on Rotary's site about the COVID relief, there's fundraiser after fundraiser helps with the vaccination. So we're doing a fundraiser, so don't forget that. A lot of these smaller charities depend on
invocation, right?
Yeah. Some people like us. We'll skip this part later. But I'm doing my fundraiser thing too, so I'm reminding everybody we do have a fundraiser. It's important for these smaller charities and stuff that we fund them. But I'll bless the food and then we'll do the four-way test and the pledge. Heavenly Father, bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies. Keep our Rotarians safe in their travels this week to district conference. And I pray for healing of this nation. Amen. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. and the things we think, say, or do?
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Tom. Brad has our Sergeant at Arms report.
Yeah, so we have 9 on Zoom and 21 in person.
That's great, 30 people. So that, you know, there have been some points where we probably had 70 or 80 people at meetings when we bring guests, and hopefully we'll be getting back to that soon enough. So don't worry, Tom, it'll be back to smooth sailing at some point. So a quick announcement about this week. Dan was gracious enough to arrange a small scholarship committee reception for our scholarship recipient. Her name is Trinity Smith. She's a great young lady. We met with her parents and we got her to sign an agreement with our club. So she has a 4-year scholarship, which we've all worked to raise funds for. That scholarship's going to require she maintain a 3.0 GPA. She'll be required to be involved in Rotary as a member. So she's going to Chapel Hill, so she'll be joining the Chapel Hill Rotary Club. She's required to speak at our club once a year. There are a couple other little minor things in that, but she's a great young lady, and I'm really excited. She's going to be coming to the changing of the guard, so I've invited her, and she's excited about it. She's going to come, and you guys all get to meet her, whoever goes. Oh, there you go. So we the scholarship committee all met with her. We brought our spouses. And Dan, I don't know if we owe you some money or not, but I don't think Dan was gracious enough to buy us all dinner. And it was a nice evening of getting to know her and her parents. Her parents are really nice people.
Yeah, this young lady is a rock star, and you guys are just going to love her. She's we had 19 applicants. They were stellar applicants, and the decision was hands down unanimous for this young lady. So that's how good she is.
Yeah, I mean, so we had some really good applicants. One of them got plucked out of the mix while we're doing it.
She got a full ride.
Because she got a full ride.
And she was our second choice.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's, you know, you guys are going to love getting to hear her talk. So it'll be a fun thing to do. All right, on a slightly negative note, a couple of people from the scholarship committee have transferred to a different club. So I thought it'd be nice to announce this to everybody, and then we'll move past it. So Chris Justice and Judy Bromley have both transferred to the Summit Rotary Club. So they're still Rotarians, they're still our Rotary brothers and sisters, but they will be meeting on Friday at lunchtime at Star. If you want to visit with them, that's where they'll be. Also, Mike Slane, who is a past president of our club, has resigned. For whatever reason, he can't get here on Thursday mornings, and he decided it wasn't the best thing for him, so he's moving on in life. All right, so that's that nasty business behind us. So district grants, we have 2 potential district grant recipients. Christy, are you guys still going to move forward with that?
We are, yeah, we're working on it, and we're going to reach out to somebody that will refer to us to help kind of in the process. We already have kind of a subject, kind of a path of which direction we're going to go. So yeah, we're really excited, and I think it's going to be an exciting thing to announce when the time comes.
Yeah, so Out of the Garden is supported by many local Rotary clubs, so the district grant, I think, is very appropriate. And David, do you have any?
No news yet.
Okay, so David's working on another recipient of it. In the past, we've allocated about $2,200 to $2,500 from our club, which the district then grants a match. So it's up to $5,000 you can get for a district grant. So if we don't get any recipients and the board decides to support you with all of that, it could be up to a $5,000 grant. So keep that in mind. You can do a bunch in a project with $5,000. Next, I was going to call on Tom. Tom, do you want to say anything else?
I think he's got to pay it.
Just keep sending checks. Everything's going well. We're meeting tomorrow at Grand Open to talk about logistics. It's going to be a great party.
Yeah, on a positive note, people aren't getting hit nearly as hard on fundraising. So I found it's kind of easy to sell these things. right? People also don't have a lot of money budgeted for travel, so they're willing to give it up for something else. So I've sold, I don't know, I think, how many in a booklet?
15.
So I've sold 20 of these.
You strong armed your employees.
Well, and vendors.
He waits till they're in the gym.
Would you like one? One to a patient, yeah. Right? So
How about two?
that crosses an unethical line. I'm almost going to cross, but not quite. Anyway, next I'm going to call on Matthew. You have some announcements about service.
Sure, yeah, good morning, everybody. In my epic battle to schedule something with Victory Junction, again, I have it on the 24th, except our satellite club has already scheduled something on the 24th. So Charlotte asked me to do this announcement before. They're going to be doing Giving Back USA. I don't know anything about it, except for it's on the 24th, and I don't even have a time for what time it's going to be, but I'm sure your interweb and keyboards, email, y'all can find out any information you can hear about that I'm lacking. Otherwise, I'll figure out Victory Junction at some point if we ever do it. So I'm trying.
So no definitive date. I know Charlotte's supposed to be sending some information on the location and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff's kind of tentative still because of the pandemic. Hopefully we can have at least one more service project that's pretty clear and well planned out before the end.
In May.
Yeah. Matthew's done a great job. We've had, I don't know how many, 5 or 6 service projects in a pandemic year. So I know he's worked really hard to get those done. So one more coming. That besides the district conference coming up, I don't have any other announcements. So we have 10 people from our group, if you count spouses and significant others. I know Walt and I are going, Chip's going, Lisa's going. Am I missing anybody? Gigi, Gail,
Mike.
That's right, Mike Conrad. So, and several spouses are going as well. So we'll have a nice group. I think the total for the district conference is only 120 people. So it's going to be a small crowd compared to sometimes they have 400 or 500 people there. So but we're going to do it. I've been looking forward to Walt getting his President's Award for 14 months. So we get to double up here this year. So we hit the Platinum Award last year. We hit it this year with some allowances from our district governors. We didn't, they had to kind of excuse some things that were impossible to do. And next year, I'm sure Lisa's already starting to work on it again for the next year. So that's the standard for our club. So we'll be accepting those awards on behalf of our club. And I can tell you right now, the president doesn't do it. The board does it and membership does it. So thank you, all of you, for the work you did on it. All right, Bobby, you want to do some happy dollars?
Happy dollars. Tommy, you would have made a great preacher. Anybody that could tie in a fundraiser with the invocation. You could have had the sermon on the amount. All right, pin up demand.
There, I got happy dollars.
All right.
So this past 2 days ago, Tuesday night, we came up with just a crazy little idea. Jeff Tillman and I were talking. You all know Jeff as a previous and hopefully future member of our club. Anyway, he said, we ought to just get together the Rotarians who live in the neighborhood in Starmount and have a little just have a little visit, a little cocktail. So we did that at my house Tuesday night. We had our club was represented in Summit and Crescent. I think we had about 10 people there, and it was a very nice time for a couple hours just to visit. So that's cool. Yeah, very nice.
Sounds like another satellite club, man.
Well,
They're all in club.
And we called it. Oh yeah, definitely makeup. We broke off in little small groups. We had like 3 makeups there.
Just remember to log them.
I don't have a dollar.
Here, take one, Mark.
I left my phone at home, so I have to admit that. This is for Happy Dollars for Judge Hilliard, who is in the Sunset Club. She hosted, I think you all may have gotten the email or invitation, but she hosted the Sunset Club out of her business off Piedmont Parkway, which is a creative design business. Several different They do a lot of different work. I think the main thing that they do is they build sets for advertisements. So she hosted us, had wine and cheese and hors d'oeuvres. We had a tour of her facility, and it was very impressive. And she's willing to host us again at some point. So this is for her. It was a great time. A lot of camaraderie. Several of us from the breakfast club were there. It was a good time. So if anybody's listening, or she's on there, thanks.
All right.
I have a happy vibes. I'll second Lisa's comments about the presentation by Joe Hilliard and her partner Larry. They did an incredible job. It's 120,000 square feet of sets, studios. It was incredible. But so this is a happy vibe. For my birthday this weekend, my kids are and are throwing a get together up in Brevard, out in Brevard, I guess we'll say. This big Airbnb is beautiful. Yes. And leaving Friday morning, joining them for the weekend. Very excited.
Nice. Oh, happy birthday. Lieutenant Dan.
Just, we're hiring, generally, Matthew, that's wrong. Young men will travel, got their own transportation, we can teach them what we do. A good driving record is helpful as well, but let me know when we such people, we got to put several on.
This one's for Lisa. Oh, these are for Dan. Thank you, Dan, for, again, for hosting us.
It was a little more than that.
Yeah. Just let me know if you want to. So Dan settled the bill, but I'm sure we're all going to be paying that.
I'm sure.
So it was a really nice break to our week, and he planned it all spontaneously. You know, it's been a hard year to have people come together. So when leaders plan little things like that, it's always nice to see you take the reins and do it. And the scholarship thing has been a long time in the making. So I just want to kind of acknowledge all the past leaders that are in this club that have really worked hard on fundraisers, on budgets, on all that stuff to put the money in. And we have several $100,000, and the goal is to not fund the scholarship from the foundation funds. It's funded from the fundraiser and let it continue to grow. And this could potentially be something where we do it every year. We award a scholarship to somebody if we let it grow to the portion that it could be. So I just wanted to give a few thank you to Dan and for all the people who raised money for us.
All right.
One more.
Yeah, I was available that night.
I got two happy dollars. The first one is for Mylan, my son, if you haven't met him. Here he is. He got up at 6, we left the house at 6:20 a.m. to get here. So there's $1 for him, and I've had some scheduling challenges, which is why I haven't been around. So another happy dollar for all of you guys, because I miss the Rotary family.
Really a happy dollar, but I noticed there are a lot of interesting spots this morning, and I think James Pegram may win.
I don't know. I got flying pigs this morning.
Those also, it's hard to beat them. These are fried eggs. Those are fried eggs.
Fried eggs.
Oh, man.
And pig spots.
This is a great. We have any more.
Well, Grandpappy was really getting on Grandmammy's nerves. He's getting kind of old and turned into a curmudgeon. And finally, she demanded that he go see a therapist. So he reluctantly goes to the therapist, and they do a deep dive, get into everything. And at the end of the session, the therapist told him, says, you have a preoccupation with vengeance. And Grandpappy said, well, we'll see about that.
So we do not have a speaker this morning. We're gonna do some fun games and some stuff to get us ready for our fundraiser coming up. So I don't need to introduce Lisa, so Lisa, take it away.
It appears to be
On
drinking.
on that note, I would really appreciate any speaker recommendations. It's been really challenging to get people to come to speak in person, and then some people don't want to Zoom, so it's, any interesting recommendations would be greatly appreciated. The Maker's Mark or the bottles of bourbon, this was just to bribe you to get here this morning.
I'm looking forward to next year. if
In
that's
the
the case.
in the spirit of the fundraiser and the Derby that's coming up. So we are going to have a fun golf game.
Lisa, who gets the ones where nobody's sitting?
Those go to Tom for the fundraiser. I'm donating those to the fundraiser.
To Tom personally, because he's doing the fundraiser.
We didn't have any left.
So for the people that are Zooming, you can come next week. Maybe we'll have Bloody Marys.
So Lisa and I were chatting, and you know, one of the things that we wanted to try and do is increase engagement. And with the speaker not being on board this week, we thought, why don't we take the opportunity to just have a little bit of fun? So yes, it's support the fundraiser. You guys have the Maker's Mark, but outside on the veranda, we've set up a putting tic-tac-toe challenge. And so what we're going to ask is each of you, like, I think teams of three. Have anyone first, before I go into all this, have any of you guys played putting tic-tac-toe?
No, but I've had burgers.
Okay, good. So if I don't necessarily put it up right, nobody will know. So teams of 3 to 4. I think if you're at your tables, they'll be fine. There's 2 grids on either side, and just like you would play the regular game, whoever gets the ball in a straight line or the line of choice wins the game. And so it's really just a matter of getting out there having fun. So at each station, there's 3 color balls. There are 6 putters out there. So it's just a matter of getting up and doing a little activity in the morning.
And if you remember Bob Fogg that came and spoke, this was Bob's idea. Several of us have been taking lessons from Bob, and including Danielle.
Yeah, at the end of the
My
lesson.
tables are training
All right, yeah, you did. You guys got lucky.
And you get bragging rights and bourbon, so that's the way for it. That's Tom.
Who's first?
Well, really, I mean, if there's, all of us should be able to do it to some degree, because there's 4 grids. So, I mean, I think if you want us to just pair up, 2 at a grid.
Let's make it interesting. Let's start a bet.
Like tic-tac-toe. So your team.
Get ready for the thunder.
That's why we're keeping on going.
Yeah.
How's everyone?
I don't think we either are gonna be back.
And I guess I can take this.
Sorry, guys. Is that right here?
Whoa. Good thing the computer stayed on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. We didn't have shrimp or any legitimate fillets. Oh, here, I bet this is it. This is it.
Oh, right there, yeah. Oh, okay, there you go.
He always puts that in there. I look at the other thing.